Thank you for joining us online today. We're so excited that you're joining us. An important part of our church is to be able to pray with anyone and everyone who joins us for the good things God is doing and for the needs. So if you have any prayer requests or praises of what God is doing in your life, we'd love for you to share those in the comments below. And we'd love to be able to pray over those things with you. Our service today is about small groups, and we're really excited. I've been sharing with everybody it's a really exciting season to be a part of our church, and I'm just so excited for what God's doing in this season. And as we talk about small groups, we call them life groups in our church because we believe in doing life together. And so that's what today is going to be about, sharing a little bit about these life groups and the impact it can have. And John is one of our leaders who's taken on a couple of responsibilities in that area of leading life groups. He does a parent group or adult group at Dunkin' Donuts on Thursday nights for our families, and then he also does the men's group that we started a couple weeks ago. And so those have been excellent things. And his family has joined us later in last year, and it's just been so amazing to have him a part of our church family. And so I'm going to invite him up, and he's going to share a little bit about life groups as he leads our church in that area. Thank you, John.
You're welcome. All right. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? All right. So first, I'm going to start off by saying thank you guys for being here. I will say I'm a little rusty at it. As some of y'all know, I do like to talk. My wife's not in here, so it's all good. Um, so basically, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to give some insight on small groups, what the impact is on churches, and why we should be connected with them. So today, I want to start off by talking about small groups and how powerful they are, and how you can really impact and be impacted from them. Church is not just a place where we go. It's not just family belonging together and not just a way to us experience things. Church is great. It's great to come here, fill up the seats, kind of fellowship with everyone. But where the real rubber meets the road, as they say, is in the small groups. The small groups are great for churches because as we grow as a congregation, the small groups are where you get the more personable, you know, life lessons, the goals, the people say, hey, are you okay? And they can actually say, no, I'm not. I need somebody to pray for me. It's less intimidating, as I would say. A lot of people will, come to church and they just sit here and they go, my prayer's not big enough or my problem's not big enough. But in a life group, it gives you, or a small group, it gives you that opportunity to be able to one-on-one mentor with people to help them through life, to help them do life together. As Nate said, I do lead two of the groups here. Thursday nights at Duncan, which is a very good group. I really enjoy that. And it's very rewarding for me to be able to do these things. So in Acts 2, verse, oh, sorry, I skipped one. In Genesis, I'm sorry, Genesis 2, verse 18, it says, it is not good for man to be alone. Now, as we all know, in Genesis in the beginning, God created man, and he created him a helper, his wife, Eve. And at that time, God knew that we couldn't do it alone, that we needed the group. We needed to be together as a group of people. So that's very important for us. There's nothing more that the devil likes to see than to see us alone, because then he can latch hold to us and he can take us and persuade us to do things he wants us to do, not things that God intended for us to do. You can come to church every week and still feel alone. This is a very true statement. I have experienced this myself, and I'm sure most people in this room have. You go to a church, some of them are larger, and you just feel like you're there to fill a seat, fill the quota, shake a couple hands, say hi, bye, go on about your way. To me, that's very impersonal. I like the smaller settings. To me, it's more personable and it's more impactful as a church. So it says, in a small group, you're just not another face. You're actually part of a family. You're part of something bigger than you think. And in these small groups, you plant the seeds and you plant these seeds in a way that where Jesus is going to take it over and he's going to nourish it, he's going to make it grow, and you grow into more. And with that, as Jesus does this for us, he then allows us to go out, the people that we have poured into and that we have planted seeds in, and then they start spreading the gospel. And it just spreads like wildfire throughout the whole world, which is a great thing. In Acts 2, verse 46, it says, they worshiped together and they met in their homes for the Lord's Supper, and they shared their meals with great joy. See, not only did the early church go to church in a building, they also shared life in their homes. And they were joyful and they were grateful for this. And with that, you know, if you can do that and have people come into your home or into a smaller setting, and you can share your testimony or you can shed some light on their situation, you may not realize it, but there again, you're planting that seed in someone to make it grow, and it will grow. So, you know, like I said, they met in homes, they did life together. You know, they had big church, they had small groups in their homes and other places. In Proverbs 27, verse 17, and this one here kind of hit a little close to home with the forge. It says, as iron shapeth iron, so a friend shapes a friend. That is what small groups are about. When we come together in these small groups, we shape each other. We're away from all the distraction. We're away from every worldly thing. We're just focusing on one thing, and that's Jesus Christ and what he has done for us and what he will continue to do for us. And that is a great, great thing for us. So, you know, you really can't grow strong by yourself. I don't care. I've heard it plenty of times. I'm strong, independent. I can do it. I went through that in my life. Little story. Said my wife's not here, so I can get off subject a little bit. Um, at 16 years old, I walked away from church. Had my first daughter at 20. Figured I could do it on my own. Didn't need nobody. Tried several times, failed miserably. Started going back to church, started going to a small group, and then I learned we're not in alone. We cannot do it alone. Having people that are willing to come stand beside you, walk with you, to help you through life is where it's at. And to have the same people in your life that are focused on Jesus and that are pointing you to Jesus as well. In a small group, you can ask questions, you can be honest, you can be encouraging, and no one's really going to judge you, really going to say nothing to you. Because at that point, when you're in that small group, you are vulnerable. And that's how we need to be. Because as Jesus said, come to me in childlike form, and I will help you. And that's what we need to do. If we can become vulnerable and allow ourselves to get out there and, you know, talk to people and fellowship with people, it will allow us to grow together as a community. In Galatians 6, verse 2, share each other's burdens. Now, this one right here is something that's kind of dear to me because we all have burdens. We all don't. We don't have it together. None of us do. As much as we want to say we do, we know we don't really, and it's just a fact, you know. And if you share your burdens with someone, they may have some insight, and you can do that in a small group, not necessarily in a church group if you're not comfortable. Small groups allow you to be able to do that, and they're very important for that. In Hebrews 10, verse 24 and 25, encourage one another and do not neglect meeting together. That's why it's very important that we meet in these small groups. And when we meet in these small groups, you know, we can encourage one another. You know, if you need something, I'm here for you, or I'm here to walk with you, or here to help you through whatever you're going through. I may not have the answers to it, but we can figure it out together. So with that being said, even Jesus spoke to crowds. I mean, huge crowds Jesus spoke to, and yet he had 12 disciples. But he even, in that point of his life, in that point of his ministry, he also had three really close friends that he kind of stayed with. And, that was his small group. Yes, Jesus did Sermon on the Mount, several great things, but he also was personable, and he came to their houses and he shared a meal and he helped them through their tough times. So that right there alone is something that we need to concentrate on. And small groups to me are very much a part of the church, because as we grow, it will get to the point where you're going to be sitting in one of these chairs and you're going to say, well, I don't feel like it's personable. Small groups are here to do that. And it's nothing against what we're doing, it's just part of how it works. So I just want to say that, small groups are a very good church program, and they really help us out. They really do a lot of work for us. I have two individuals that I want to call up that are in my small groups, and they're going to share a little bit about what they have seen and done and what has transformed in them. So, Amanda, if you would, and Jonathan, if you would, come on up. And I'm going to turn the floor over to them, and then I'll finish up.
So my name is Amanda, and I'm part of the parent group on Thursday nights. It's nice because it gives, while my son is getting plugged in, I'm getting plugged in, and I like it because I have found people who are struggling just like me. And as much as I feel like I'm parenting alone in this world, I'm not. And it's nice to know that I'm not the only one struggling. So it's blessed me in more ways than one.
Okay. Pretty much after a long day of work, being put through all the stuff and dealing with the public, everything, knowing that we have our little groups, especially the Dunkin' Donut group, we talk about things, different discussions, and I lost what I was saying. Just de-stress for an hour or two, maybe some coffee or something, and talk things out. Really helps. And then like the men's group that I'm a part of with John and a couple other guys, get to talk out different issues along with the lesson helps with that too. So
All right.
Thank,
Thank you, guys. So I'll share a little story. First time I met Amanda and Donald, they came to my group on Thursday night at Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm one of these people that I'll kind of sit back and I'll watch you and I'll observe you and see how you are. They kind of sat into the little table off to the side. And after that first one, they kind of a little bit here and there. They really didn't, not a lot. And then the following Thursday, they came and they moved to what I call the big table. And they stood up there with us and they really started being engaged. And I have seen a tremendous change in the way that they have asked questions and the way that they are absorbing what I'm saying. And it's just been amazing. Same thing with Jonathan. Him and I have some history. I've known him for a long time. He used to work with me.
I'm sorry.
And we worked together, and seeing him the same way is, I mean, anyone who knows him, he doesn't like to get up here and speak. So this was hard for him, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And seeing him blossom and open up and to start sharing and all, it's been a great experience for me as well. Um, and not only that, just being able to fellowship with you guys has been great. And my wife and I absolutely love it. We look forward to every Thursday, to come out, talk to you guys. I have offered to buy everybody coffee when they come there, but ain't nobody took me up on the deal yet. But the deal's still on the table if you want. Uh, so with that, I got a few more things here to finish it up. You know, God doesn't want us to do life alone. He wants us to grow, be encouraged, be supportive of each other. And that's very important because we are one body of believers. No matter what we think, we are all one body. You know, and I would encourage you just to take that step. Join a small group. We have a men's group, we have a women's group, we also have the Thursday night group. And I would just encourage you guys, please just plug in. I mean, even if it's one time and you're like, hey, it's not for me, you never know until you give it a try. You know, so small groups are not just another church program, and they're really not. You know, they're where the faith grows, where the friendships, where the bonds are created, and where everyone can come together and be as one. And that is a very good thing for us. So a life group can change your life, and it really will change your life. And you may not think that it will in the beginning, but it will. When we get up there and we talk, or I try to do the Bible studies, I just try to pour into you what God has laid on my heart to do. And just like getting up here, it's not for everyone. But if you're in that small group, you feel more connected and you can do it. Even if you do like Amanda and Donald and you sit off to the side and don't say nothing the first time, it's okay. Just listen. That's all God really wants for you. Just listen to him. Follow his commands. Know that he wants your heart and know that he loves you no matter what you've done. So let me ask you this question here. Are you just another church, or are you truly connected? So I would encourage everyone to be connected, join in, connect with us, and let's grow together. Because once we become the shining light in the community, everyone will come to see what that light is, and we will grow. And that's what we are called to do. I'm going to go to the Lord in prayer now. Dear Heavenly Gracious Father, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for all the small group people. Thank you for everyone who is here attending church with us to listen today, Lord. I just thank you for everything that you do in our lives. Amen.
If you made it to this point in the video, we're so thankful that you joined us and would love for you to like and subscribe so you can connect with us more in the future. If you feel led to give, first, we'd like to thank you so much for helping support the mission God has called us to. And you can find more information about that in the link in the description of the video below.